Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. He's Drew Martin. My name is Peter Loshak, and this is the regular MLB show that we do every Monday and Thursday, Monday afternoon, where we take a look ahead to the upcoming series in MLB. Of course, today is Monday, June 5th, and Drew Martin, we also update my official records of record of the picks that I give in the morning shows every day. And as of after the afternoon games on Wednesday, Drew Martin, I was up about 11.5 units overall. My official picks up even more on my leans, if you included my leans. Since then, though, starting on Wednesday night up until now, I'm on a 3-16 run. Unbelievable. So that's called hemorrhaging units. And Drew Martin, one of the things I pride myself on, as you know, as many people know, is my honesty. And the thing about honesty, it's real easy to be honest when you got nothing to lie about. It's real easy to be honest when everything's going great, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
It's easy for me to be like, I'm up 12 units, and you know what else? I'm an honest human being. When you're down units, that's when it's tough.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I started out the June bet points contest 1-3.
Really?
I'm in the negative.
Oh, really? I'm positive in the bet points contest, actually, which is nice. But yeah, so we're gonna throw up my record, and I'm not a dishonest person, but I understand the appeal. I do understand the appeal.
I mean, I haven't been keeping my record on the, I guess the videos like you have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably in the negative as
tough.
well.
It's tough to be honest, tough to be transparent, and like right now, I would love to know inside myself that I'm negative units, but come on camera and be like, I'm still up 8 units on the year. Everything's going great. Well, you know what? It's not going great. It's not going great, Drew Martin. I'm 3-16 in my last 19 picks, Drew Martin.
Hey, bounce back.
I'm going to bounce back.
Bounce back.
I got 4 picks today. All right. Overall, though, although one thing that is true that the viewers have noticed that win, lose, or draw every day, the low-hanging fruit picks have been killing it.
You've been doing good.
Oh, yeah.
What's the record on that one?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't been.
Matty Ice has it.
Yeah, Matty Ice will have it, and it's just like even the days when I have losing days, like the low hanging fruit picks tend to be good. So overall things are not going too terribly. I have 4 picks going tonight, and hopefully they will cash. Some interesting series coming up this weekend. So let's see if there are any series that might be a good auto bets on. I said in our last show that I liked. What was that?
I think we're good, man.
Okay, we're good. I said in our last show that I liked Houston in the Texas series, and they did sweep that one.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
And I also said that I liked Colorado in general against San Diego. San Diego, of course, was coming off the sweep against the Cubs, but I said that I thought that Colorado was good. I don't know why they didn't wind up being my picks more often than they were. I think like they lost the first game and I got burned on it, so I stopped giving them or something. But yeah, in general, those were 2 good calls and 2 kind of obvious calls on the series. So let's look into what we've got here. Let me think. I don't even know where to start. Well, why don't we start with one of the series that you think is interesting, Drew Martin?
All right. I will go right off the top with a favorite. Mm-hmm. So if you like betting favorites, I think we got one in a series price at Bookmaker.
Okay.
Minus 190, so it's a little expensive, but it's the Houston Astros. I'm not stepping in front of them. I'm backing them. We got Friars, Paulino, and Dallas Keuchel all going minus 190 versus the Kansas City Royals. We get the better bullpen by almost 30 basis points on their whip, and the better starting pitchers in pretty much every one of them, except maybe tonight. I guess you can make the argument. No, hell no. I would take Friars over Kennedy. But this isn't Ian Kennedy of 2014.
Right.
This is Ian Kennedy right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would take the better lineup, the better bullpen, the better starting pitchers, lay the minus 190 with the Houston Astros. What do you got on that one?
That makes me a little bit nervous. I was actually this one reminds me a little bit of Casey's home series against Baltimore. It's not as stark. I still kind of like Houston, and especially probably on Thursday with McCullers against Hamill. Right, Hamill's coming off of one of his better starts. I think he regresses here, and McCullers coming off of one of his less awesome starts, and I think he progresses back to his excellent form from earlier. So I think that Houston, we'll see what the line is. Houston might be a good play on Thursday, but in general, I don't know. All right, we just made a hard cut. We had a technical problem here, but what I was saying, Drew Martin, is that the series makes me nervous. I still like Houston. Casey, God, they've been improving recently. Their bullpen has also gotten a little bit better recently. So this one makes me nervous. I'm not going to be blindly betting Houston here like I was in the Texas series. Although on Thursday, that's the one that I'm looking forward to the most. Maybe even on the first 5. But all right,
well, Pete, that scares me even more because we need to make sure. you know, with the series prices, it actually doesn't even include that Thursday game.
That's
so
correct.
I'm just going on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
That's
so
correct.
maybe I need to
I don't
really
know, Drew
pump
Martin.
the brakes
Look,
here on this
look,
190.
and let me also remind you that I'm currently on the 3-16 run on my official picks, so you might be on the right side if you're on the wrong side of me. And I'm not saying I like KC here. It just does make me nervous. Today I do have a play on the under, not a play on the full game, but I do have a play on the under. So that is definitely an interesting one. A couple of other interesting series that I want to bring up, Drew Martin. That was definitely one of them. San Francisco is going up against Milwaukee, right? Now, we know that San Francisco is, in general, very bad on the road, minus 29% ROI on the road. And Milwaukee, overall, a great ROI this year, but it's been all on the road. They're actually about dead even at home. In May, though, they were good overall, and they were good at home. So I think that was a little bit their overall home record is due to a variance a little bit. I'm thinking that Milwaukee should have the edge here, and I think I'm liking, Milwaukee just lost 2 of 3 at home to the Dodgers. Now they get an easier assignment. San Francisco traveling, they were at Philly. That was obviously an incredibly easy assignment. Now I think Milwaukee has the edge here. What do you think about that, Drew
I'm
Martin?
100% with you. This is actually, I wrote down 3 series prices that I
very
bet
nice.
Bookmaker. This is another one of them. So laying it again. I know it's kind of a little square play here, laying some chalk. But, Samardzija versus Guerrero tonight. I like that matchup for Milwaukee. Guerrero, since he's come off the DL, he's put together, 2 solid outings?
Yeah, his first one was less solid. His last one was more solid. Yeah. And in general, I think that and some actually tonight's the one game that I'm liking the least. I think tomorrow Matt Cain's getting his start.
Yeah,
Cain's a guy who this might be a spot where he gets lit the F up. So
I love it. I mean, and tomorrow he's going against Chase Anderson.
Yes.
Anderson's pitched 14 straight innings over his last 2 starts.
Great.
They've been great, and that's after the 5 starts before that. He had over a 7 ERA. So this could be a buy low opportunity on Chase Anderson as far as getting on him before the market does.
So we'll see what the lines are. And then on Wednesday, of course, you have a Block for San Francisco, who's been absolutely excellent and I think legitimately consistent game in and game out. Nelson, though, on the other side is also pitching pretty well. So that might be, if Block does pitch well, Nelson might be able to match him. If Nelson gets lit up, it might be one of the starts where Block gets lit up. So it's an interesting series. The one I'm definitely leaning towards the most is tomorrow on Tuesday with Milwaukee, and I also did bet them tonight, although I didn't give them as a pick because in the morning, by the time the morning show had happened, the line had moved already. But so in general, I think that it's a good spot for Milwaukee, a bad spot for San Francisco. We'll see what the lines are, and I am on Milwaukee tonight at plus 114. I got Drew Martin.
Nice.
All right, nice.
Keep in mind, Ty Block, he has been good, but Milwaukee rakes lefties.
Yes.
So that game on Wednesday, I'm going to be on Milwaukee as well.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So what's the third series that you said you had circled, Drew Martin?
All right, let's go again. I guess you can call me a square this weekend, whatever. Philly, Atlanta. I like Atlanta minus 160. I know it's hard to really lay a price with Atlanta, so I'm not going anything big this week. I got to throw that out there. If I lose any of these or all 3 of these, it's not going to be too big of a hit. But I like Atlanta, the pitching matchups. Not tonight. We got Cologne versus Nick Pivetta, I believe. I think he's the Canadian kid. And actually, I think tonight is actually a good spot to kind of hedge this bet. So Atlanta minus 160 on the series price. But taking Philadelphia tonight on a small bet, and then coming back for Atlanta, Nola versus Garcia, Eichhoff versus Fulte, and Fulte's been money. So Wednesday on Atlanta, I'll definitely be on them, and taking Atlanta for a small bit on minus 160 on the series price at Bookmaker. Yeah,
Philly is actually the single worst team in MLB on the road, minus 39% ROI on the road. So, of course, if you were fading them all year long on the road, you would have a nice fat return there of about, who knows, like 35%, something like that. Atlanta has been okay on the road, and, I'm agreeing with you. Definitely, Philly's offense has been downright pathetic. I did take them on the first 5 innings tonight as one of my picks, so hopefully I don't get burned on that. That was just a fade of Cologne, but I'm agreeing with you that Fultonevich is someone who I've had an eye out for to start making some significant improvements, and it looks like he has. And Eichhoff definitely hittable, and the Atlanta offense has been okay,
which is crazy because Freeman's been out and they've actually been hitting all right. I don't get that one, but that's baseball for you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next one, a tough series, a big series. Let's just talk about it. it. I don't know how much you looked into this, Drew Martin, but Boston at the Yankees, right? Boston, of course, slightly negative on the road and just kind of a little bit of a lackluster team this year. Not a terrible team, but a little lackluster. Yankees, of course, great, plus 16% ROI at home. That's third best in baseball. The one thing that is worth noting here is, of course, to start the season, the Yanks just had a lights-out bullpen. Chapman was in. It was awesome. It was rolling. More recently, though, the Yanks pen has been a lot more mediocre, and the Red Sox bullpen has really improved. They've been great the last 2 weeks, along with Toronto's bullpen, who's also been improving recently. So the Boston pen's been improving. The Yankees pen has been a lot more mediocre, a lot more middle of the pack, and the lineups are about even. So I'm not sure. It's just an interesting series. I'm not sure if I have any thoughts on it as far as betting value is concerned right now. But what are your thoughts on this series, Drew?
Yeah, it's obviously a big series. You know, looking at the starters for tomorrow, Pomeranz versus Tanaka, it makes me think that you know, get into June in New York, warming up a bit in Yankee Stadium, might be looking towards the over a little bit.
Depends on what to expect from Tanaka. Of course, you know, he had a couple of horrific starts. Then he had a great start, which you hinted at in our series preview that you were looking at. And then it started after that, of course, he got lit up again, which I think that was a game that I was on him getting lit up. Here, I don't know. I'm thinking that he might be okay here. Long term, I'm still looking for him to have starts where he's getting hit hard, but this one might be a little bit of an easier assignment for him. What do you think?
I don't know. The Boston lineup, I kind of like the Boston lineup. I guess I haven't been on or against them too much. I look to kind of fade Pomeranz in Fenway, but in Yankee Stadium, I don't know. I don't have anything on this series as of right now, though, Pete.
And then the Thursday matchup is going to be Price against Pineda. And Price, of course, is off of a good start. The question is, how predictive is that of his upcoming starts? If you ask him, in his interviews, he's saying he feels great. He only expects to get better as he gets more, more work in. And Pineda coming off of sort of a shaky start against Toronto, I believe. I do feel like going forward, he's going to be at least okay, at least a little bit better than average. Question is, what do you expect from Price? I don't know. This might be a tough spot for him.
I don't know. I like him. I mean, his velocity's been up as long as he can have the command that he's at least capable of. I'm going to be looking to back Price, and of course, you know, the market, how much they love Pineda.
Sure.
We might be able to get an underplay there.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Any other series that are interesting to me? What has anything else caught your eye before I? Cleveland at Colorado, that's an interesting one. That's a tough one. Cleveland has actually been even on the road despite being terrible at home, and Colorado has actually been almost even. They're a little bit positive at home, but much better on the road. So overall, you know, the Rockies have a much better ROI on the year than Cleveland, but that's all been due to a home-road splits. Actually, Cleveland on the road and Colorado at home have been pretty close overall. You know, and the Indians have been definitely been hitting better over the past 2 weeks and the last month, and their bullpen's been strong.
Yeah, they have. I mean, this is an interesting series for sure. Pitching matchups. I guess Sensatella against that Cleveland lineup, I don't know. That kind of scares me. I think he's got regression coming. He's really only got 2 pitches going against an AL lineup. I don't know, but putting them in National League, getting those pitchers hitting, even though it's Colorado, this is a tough one. I don't have a bet on this one.
I mean, pretty much any time any team goes into Coors, there's a little bit of an asterisk where you don't exactly know what's going to happen.
Especially an AL team, because these guys don't have many numbers there. Right. It's going to be a tough one.
Okay, 3 other series that I'm going to bring up just because they're interesting. We'll just quickly run down those series and get your thoughts on it. First of all, San Diego goes into Arizona. Now, we know that San Diego can be tough at home. On the road, they're not good. Minus 19% ROI on the road. Arizona, the top team in baseball at home in terms of ROI, plus 32%. Arizona was strong in May. San Diego was unprofitable in May. And Diamondbacks seem like they have a bit of a better pen than the Padres, although the last 2 weeks, the Diamondbacks' offense completely shut down. Arizona returns from a long trip. What do you think the deal is here? Do you think they're going to revert back to their trends this year that we've seen up till now, and that Arizona will actually be a profitable bet here?
Well, you kind of touched on it. Arizona returning home from a long trip. That's kind of a sharp angle right now to play against them. And combine that with the fact Lamette's on the hill for the Pods. I really like San Diego tomorrow. Seeing this price, I actually bet it right before we went in at Chris, and you can you can get him as high as plus 155 right now. So
yeah. Also because Robbie Ray is coming off of 3 just absolutely awesome, dominant starts all on the road. His record at home this year has not been good, though.
I know.
Yeah,
so
very.
I'm on the Padres tomorrow, Pete.
He's like the opposite of Chassin for San Diego. He has a very stark home-road split favoring him on the road. So now he's going to be at home. And Lamet, has been doing well. So you think that maybe tomorrow might be a shot to take San Diego.
Take San Diego, absolutely. You get a big plus price. You get a named starter that has the home road splits.
Sure.
And the starter for the Padres, Lamet, he's a high upside guy, high ceiling guy, getting a big price. That's when I like to take those guys.
And then you have the exact same situation on Wednesday with Perdomo and Greinke. Greinke, of course, is going to get – Greinke's been legitimately great.
Yeah.
But he's going to give you a big line. And Perdomo has been getting it done, not always, but more often than not, right?
Yeah, I haven't looked into Perdomo's stats as far as his fly ball ratio because thinking that he's going to be there in Chase Field. But
he gets a lot of grounders, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's one of his strengths.
Yeah, that would be a something to look at then. Maybe even an underplay in San Diego.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then even on Thursday, Clayton Richard against Corbin. Of course, that was one of my big plays, fading Corbin when he went up against Miami. Corbin is a guy who can be very hittable, and Richard is a guy who can be serviceable. That might also be a wash. Another situation where you might get a big favorite line with Arizona, and maybe San Diego's the way to go in this series.
Yeah, there's some interesting matchups in this one. Thanks for bringing that up.
Absolutely.
It doesn't look like Bookmaker has a series price on it, but we might be onto something with the Padres at a plus series price.
My pleasure, Drew Martin. All right, the next series I want to bring up is Toronto at Oakland, only because Toronto has made such an improvement recently, both in their lineup and the bullpen, right? They obviously, we all know they started the year horrifically. A lot of people were sort of sitting there waiting for them to make a rapid improvement when Tulowitzki and Donaldson came back. Their bullpen improvement, I'm not sure if how many people were expecting that, but that has definitely happened. Oakland, their bullpen's been bad the last 2 weeks. They're the worst team in baseball defensively by a mile. So it seems like, Toronto might be a play here, but, the Jays do have to travel cross country here, and going into Oakland can sometimes scramble teams' chemistry up,
it's interesting they didn't get a day off here. MLB didn't do them any favors.
Right.
So, but the market's on to that one. I mean, Oakland's actually going off as the favorite right now. So to see the A's as a favorite over a healthy Toronto lineup is kind of surprising, and that has a lot to do with the matchup tonight, Happ versus Manaea, but and the travel spot.
Yeah. Toronto in May was the second most profitable team in baseball. They had an ROI of plus 23% overall, plus 15% on the road. So Toronto's clearly a team on the rise. And I think despite the fact that, yes, you're absolutely right, that the travel schedule isn't good for them, despite the fact they are going all the way to the West Coast, I'm thinking with all the holes that Oakland has, maybe Toronto will have the edge in this series. What do you think?
Yeah, no? I'd be with you. I doubt I'll get there, Pete, as far as a series bet, just because the travel spot, and it's Oakland on top of that. I don't like betting teams having to go to Oakland. It's kind of the sleepy atmosphere, that stadium in itself, all the foul territory.
Definitely.
I don't know, just
and then the next series I want to bring up is Minnesota at Seattle. This is an interesting one because Minnesota, of course, the best team on the road in baseball in terms of ROI, plus 57% ROI on the road. But I'm not sure if they're going to be a good bet here. Seattle, of course, as we know, has been great at home this year, plus 15%. And the Twins, their offense is a little bit sluggish right now. Their bullpen has been terrible over the past few weeks. Mariners' bullpen has been good, and I'm thinking that this will not be a spot to take Minnesota on the road. And maybe Seattle's a team with the edge here. What do you think?
I don't have much on this. It just looks like the market agrees with you. I mean, Paxton's already minus 200 right now tomorrow night. So
Paxton, his first start back was awesome. He only went 5 innings and change. But
I took the loss on that. I remember that one.
Did you? Yeah, and he, he's going up against Santiago and Minnesota. They don't have great splits. Their splits are favorable for righties, not lefties. But Santiago's clearly been regressing, and I think despite their righty-lefty splits, Seattle might be the play there. And then on Thursday, Santana against Bergman, and I've been getting some flack on the comments on our morning show because I'm generally picking against Santana, expecting big regression from him. That did happen in his last start, and here he's going into Seattle, and Bergman has been solid. We'll see what the line is, but I'm feeling that once again, this might be a spot where Santana might struggle a little, and Seattle will have the edge on
I agree with you with the regression on Santana. So I'm not talking you off of that one, Pete.
Okay, and one other thing that I want to bring up, a couple of other pitching situations that I found out that are interesting. As you know, what's his name? Mike Pelfrey has been on my auto fade list for a while now, although he has suddenly strung together 2 nice 5-inning starts. And you know what happened? Do you know what happened, Drew Martin?
I don't.
They figured out that he basically, his stamina would go down quicker than other starting pitchers, and that the third time through the lineup was when he was really getting crushed. His first 2 times through the lineup, he was actually quite effective. So what they did was they said, all right, let's just not send him through the third time through the lineup. And that's what they've been doing, and it's been paying dividends. It's his third time through the lineup is when he's absolutely been getting crushed. First 2 times in the lineup, his numbers are great. That's what they've been doing. He's getting results, and that's why he's been so much better in his past few starts.
Yeah, that's like a trend now. Managers picking up on that. You'll watch a lot of times a similar situation. A kid comes up from AA. They'll rarely see the third time through the opposing lineup. So that's a trend in baseball.
Yeah, so he's going to be starting against Tampa Bay, and my guess is that it might once again be a spot where he's going to be give you a strong 5-inning start 2 times through the lineup. Then they pull him in the White Sox bullpen, which has regressed but is still a decent bullpen.
Yeah, it's a top 10 bullpen.
Yeah, so Pelfrey is definitely officially off my auto fade list. Okay.
All right.
One other guy who has been on my auto fade list, and you know, I tweeted out 5 picks this weekend. I went 3-1-1.
Good.
Yeah, very nice. The one loser, though, was the Arizona team total over against Edinson Volquez. And as we know, if I had given out the Arizona hits total over at a half, it would have been a loser. A no-hitter from Edinson Volquez. Who saw that one coming? I'll tell you one person who did not see that coming, and that is yours truly.
Considering I bet on Arizona, yeah, I didn't see that one coming either.
So we know that pitchers after a no-hitter tend to be good bets against in their next start. Volquez is a guy who we were looking to bet against anyway. You have to assume that there's going to be at least some kind of substantial regression here, or maybe not. He's going to be at Pittsburgh starting against Cole. Cole has been struggling for 3 starts in a row. Maybe we look to an over maybe on Thursday? What do you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't talk you off of that. Yeah. I mean, I might actually look to get on Cole. I've been against him more than a couple times this season. Took the losses, but like you said, the last 3 times he hasn't looked that good. So I'd be looking to get on Pittsburgh.
All right. So the only pitching matchups, pitching assignments that I really wanted to circle here, again, Matt Cain going on Tuesday at Milwaukee. I think he's going to be very vulnerable there. Again, Ray starting at home against San Diego, and Ray just has very, very, very stark home road splits. So maybe look to a fade Ray even against San Diego.
That's a good one.
Pelfrey, they've figured out what's up with him, so maybe expect him to continue to be a good 5-inning starter, at least for the time being. And then also Edinson Volquez coming off the no-hitter at Pittsburgh. I'm thinking he gets hit a little bit, but Cole on the other side might also get hit. So if you expect Cole to get hit and Volquez to regress, maybe an over in Miami Pitt on Thursday.
Good way to end it.
All right, good way to end it. We'll be back on Thursday. Hopefully I'll have a better record to throw up there. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. What's up, everyone? I'm Drew Martin with SBR. Want to give you an update on a free handicapping contest that we're putting together. It's called the MLB June Bet Points Contest. The purse is 1,500 SBR bet points, which go to the top 5 finishers. The top 5 finishers also get an SBR t-shirt, and the winner of the contest can be featured on one of SBR's shows. I'm Drew Martin for SBR. Make sure to find it on the SBR tab on the SBR website. I'll see you in the contest.